Good evening everyone and welcome to our level 2 mat class. So this is definitely not one for beginners or those of you who are suffering with an issue or an injury at the moment. So definitely need to be fit and healthy and very familiar with the Pilates exercises before joining in with this one. So as always, I have to let you know that you're taking part in this class at your own risk. Those of you who do know the exercises and you're very competent with them, if you know how to modify those for yourselves if you need to, then that's absolutely fine to do so, and just make sure that you're working at a level that feels comfortable for your body. Okay, so before we start, just making sure that you've got a nice, safe, clear working area. And we're going to do this like we did a couple of weeks ago. We're going to do it as a little bit more of a HIIT session. So we're going to do a warm-up, we're going to do a little section where we do some high intensity work and then just bring it down again a little bit and then go back into a bit more high intensity and bring it down then into a nice cool down and stretching at the end. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves into that good standing posture. And I'd like you to feel that you've got the pressure centre of your heel all across the ball of the foot, toes spread out. Big toes are level, feet are parallel. Let's just check we haven't locked the knees. We've got that neutral pelvis, lengthened spine. You guys know the drill. Shoulders relaxed down, chin slightly back. I'm going to start with a big breath in and out. It doesn't matter what level you're working at. It's always good to just start a session with a bit of a check-in. So while you're focusing on your breathing, feel free to close your eyes, just taking a little scan down the body. How's everything feeling today? Remembering if you've done anything or felt any twinges lately, just anything that you need to be aware of so that you can work safely. Just check in with the body. And that breath also helps to prepare us for what's to come. Energizing the body. Okay, let's take that into a side stretch now. Let's take one arm up and over, reach, stretch, and down. Up and over into a reach and stretch, and down. And the pressure should be staying the same in both feet. So that as you reach over, this is all happening from above the hips. Inhale. Exhale. One more each way. Now, we're going to bring the arms forwards. So what we're going to do is a bit of a rotation. So with feet still hip distance, collarbones wide, turning from above the hips, turn and stretch, and exhale, come back again. So you're following that hand round, turn and stretch, and follow it back again. Inhale, and exhale. And bringing the arms down. Now what we're going to do is step into tandem with whichever foot in, but you can be slightly open tandem or full tandem. We're just going to pull those thighs together, get your awareness into your feet, even pressure through both, and let's take the arms up. Now let's take them higher. Now you're going to turn over that front leg, open the arms, and pull back up. Same way, turn and open, and back up. Exhale as you open. Try and get the inner thigh engaging. One more. And back up. And then bringing the arms down. We're going to step the other foot in front. So we'll go the other way. So I'm going to be turning my back to you now. So just check you've got even pressure through both feet. and you're pulled up tall. Let's take the arms up and up, rib cage down, connect that inner thigh, and exhale to open. Inhale back up, exhale open, inhale up, 2 more, rotate and lift, 1 more, and up, and bringing those arms down. Okay, let's step a little bit wider. Let's go into some monkey squats now. Get those legs warm. So into your heels and hinge, down into your squat, knees over toes, pushing back up. So think of keeping the chest lifted, lowering those hips. Tall spine, chin nodded. Couple more. And one last one. And up. Okay, from there we're going to take the feet a little bit wider and turn them out. Okay, and we're going to go into a side lunge with a long spine, so try not to round down into this one. We're going to take the arms out to the side, and you're going to thread this arm across and towards your ankle, and then pull back up to here, so bottom of your ribs. Okay, so we'll thread it in. You're going to turn this hand, push it back. So come down to the foot and pull it out. Down to the foot and pull out. So it's almost like doing the saw. You're really lifting that arm at the back, waking those shoulders up. We'll do 2 more. And one last one. And up and open out. Let's thread in to go the other way. Twist that arm and lift. And up. So you're twisting down and pulling that elbow out wide. Feeling the shoulder cap working. Two more. And one last one. And opening out and bringing those arms down. Right, let's walk the feet in. We're going to bring them all the way together. Okay, we're going to go back to those side stretches now. So pulled up tall, think of squeezing the knees together as you stretch over. And back up. Stretching over, squeeze the knees together, switch that pelvic floor on, inner thighs. And so we're exhaling because we need that breath to help us with the effort of the movement. One more each way. Last one. And down. Right, back to tandem. Okay, full tandem if you can. Again, even pressure through both feet. So just find that centre point, switch on the inner thigh, and you're going over the front leg. Stretch. And back again. You're getting a bit of wobbling in your ankles, a bit of twitching, muscle twitching going on. That's okay, that's your body just finding the best muscle activation to keep you balanced and steady. So keep thinking of switching everything on. One more here. onto the back foot. Pick up the front leg into a knee lift, and let's step it back. Okay, so nice and even through both feet again. Pulled up tall and going over our front leg. Up and stretch. And down. So think of this as a core challenge. Okay, we want the inner thigh, we want the pelvic floor, we want the hips, we want the glutes, we want your abs, we want your back, all working to stop you falling over. So don't think it has to be all about the feet and the ankles. Everywhere else is helping to stabilise, and this is your last one. Okay, and then stepping onto that back leg, pull up tall, into your knee lift, and step it back down. Really good. Right, from there we are coming down onto the mats, into a roll down, into plank. So standing tall, feet hip distance, rib cage down, and think about the movement, the process of getting from here to the plank, not about the end position. Okay, although we do want that right, I want you to think about how you're moving, what's happening. Alright, so let's connect with the body, shoulders down, chin back, and taking the arms up. Let's bring them forwards. Now think about lengthening the back of the neck. Curl the neck round. Exhale, draw the abdominals in. Keep the pelvis upright as long as you can. And then curl down towards the mat and walking out. Feel that shift into the shoulder stabilizers. And hold. Now let's think about that process of coming back again. So we want to start to lift the hips and walk back. Switch that core on. Take that breath in. Exhale, tuck under and start to curl up. Stretching up. Let's do that again. Bring the arms forwards, nod the chin, curling down. Walking out and finding that point where you are over those shoulders, over the wrists, abdominals engaged, chin nodded, and then let's come back again. Walking back, press the heels down, take that stretch into the hamstrings, exhale. Curl back up, stretching the arms up last time. So bringing those arms forwards, nod the chin, curl down. So over the feet, we start to bend the toes as we move forwards. Find that position where you just feel really strong and stable. And then let's lower one knee at a time down onto the mat and sit back into your shell stretch. And exhale to curl back up. Okay, from there we're going to have a look at a couple of different exercises and then we're going to put them together into a little sequence, and we're just going to keep repeating it until time runs out. Not the whole class, we're going to time it, alright? So, we're coming into your 4-point position, but now I'd like you to replace your wrists with your elbows. So we're going to come down onto the forearms. Now you can just have your hands together, you can lace your fingers, Whichever feels better, but make sure that you have got those shoulders over your elbows. Okay, lengthen the spine. Make sure chin is tucked. And we're going to stretch the leg out. And we're going to lift really high. I want you to feel the front of your hip open. And we're going to tap. Lift and tap. We're only going to do 2 more because we're going to then time this. Okay, so we're going to do this last one, change legs, bring it back in. Okay, slide out, lift. Really lift, get that glute firing. As though somebody's got hold of your big toe and they're pulling it, stretching away. One more. Okay, now I'm going to change legs again. Same start, but this time you're going to draw an arc. I want you to keep your pelvis as still as you can. So you're going to tap across and then tap out. Tap across and tap back out. Tap across and tap out. So you're just moving from inside the hip socket. And then let's draw that leg back in and change sides. So what we're going to do with this is there's going to be 3 different moves. And I'm going to time you doing them on each leg, one after the other. So I will cue you as to which one you're doing. Across and out, and let's take that back in. Now we're going to go into hamstring curls. So we're going to stretch out, lift high as you can without the back arching, flex the foot, curl in, stretch out, curl in, stretch out. So remember, it is about quality too. Let's change legs. So don't rush it if you think you're starting to lose form. Stretch, so you're curling in, keep that thigh really lifted. I want you to feel that that glute is switched on all the time. One more, and down, and back in. Okay, so just take a little moment, take a breath, let's stretch the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, now you're going to come back to that position. So again, make sure you've got your shoulders over those elbows, knees under the hips, and I'm going to time you. So it's straight leg, lift and tap to begin with. Okay, so let's slide one leg out, and you're going to lift and tap, and I'll tell you when to stop and change legs. So keep it going. So lifting, tapping, keeping those abdominals in, making sure it's your glutes that you're feeling lifting that leg. So I'm going to keep going for a few more seconds. Same leg, really stretch it out, big toe being pulled away from you. And 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, and let's change legs. So stretch that other leg out, ready. Lengthen out, prepare the body, take a big breath in. Now exhale, lift, and start to tap and lift again. So you're going to tap and lift. Strong breath out as you lift that leg. Now keep stabilising through the shoulders as well. So just watch for starting to sink into the shoulders, or the chin lifting, when you think about that whole body staying strong. If you need to stop and reset, please do, but think about holding really good form through the whole body. So we've got a few more seconds to go, and then your second one will be changing legs, and it's where you draw that arc, so you're tapping across and tapping back out. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and draw that leg in. Okay, big long deep breath. Let's slide the other leg out, first leg again. Keep the pelvis still. You're going to lift, stretch that leg out and tap across and out. So all that movement is coming from inside the hip socket rather than from the back or the pelvis. So we're going to keep it going. As big a rainbow, as big an arc as you can draw with your big toe. And keeping those abdominals in. Tapping across and back out. That's it, you're doing really well. Keep it going. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring that leg back in. Let's slide the other leg out. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lift that leg, ready, and you're going to tap across and then out. Lift and across. So keep trying to draw a big arc. Keeping the abdominals in, so exhale as you move that leg. Keeping the lower back safe and long. Tapping across and back out. You're nearly there, and then after this we've only got one more set to go. Into our hamstring curls. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring that leg back in. Okay, final set. Let's stretch that first leg out again. Now really lift. I want you to feel that glute activate all the way through this one. So keep that thigh really lifted. And you're going to curl, flex the foot, stretch back out. Curl and stretch. So keep that glute active, keep that thigh lifted, try and really stretch that leg out, stretching the foot as well and then flexing the foot as you curl back in. Stretch and flex, and stretch and flex. Not long to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's change legs again. So this is your last one of these. Okay, let's stretch that leg out. Now really lift, get that glute switching on, feel it work. Okay, abdominals in, and let's curl and stretch. Curl in and stretch. Keep that thigh lifted. Keep the spine neutral. You're going to do really well. We're going to keep that going. Curl and stretch. Drawing that heel in, feeling those hamstrings working, but keeping those glutes active, keeping the core active. Not much longer to go, you've nearly done this section. So curling in, stretching out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stretch that leg out and bring it back in. Okay, so we're back into 4-point position now. So what I'm going to get you to do is just bring your hands in, sit back towards your heels a little. I want you to rest on the back of your hands onto your wrist. And we're just going to give those fingers a wriggle. So you've been down here, hands clasped, so they might be feeling a bit stiff. Just give them a shake out. And we're going to come back to 4-point position, so full on the hands this time rather than on the forearms. And we're going to take one leg out to the side. So make sure the other hip is still over the knee. Same arm is going to extend out to the side, we're going in to thread the needle. So take a breath in. Now exhale, pushing through, really rotate, and then lift and stretch. So this is about moving the rib cage rather than pulling through the arm. So So you're trying to turn the body as much as you can from the rib cage all the way up to the shoulders. Big breath in at the top, get that stretch, that lovely chest opening. Exhale. And big breath in, inhale. One more. And inhale. And bring it back down. Okay, let's change sides. So we're going to go the other way. Make sure you've got enough space. We've got our hip over our knee, shoulder over the wrist, stretching out, breath in. Now exhale, stretch through, rotate, inhale, big turn, stretch up to the ceiling, exhale, thread through, inhale, lift and stretch. Exhale. Big breath in, really reach, open the chest. One more. And lift. And stretch. Bring it in. And back in. Okay, from there, let's sit back to the heels into a shell stretch. And then on your next breath out, curling back up. And we're going to rise up onto the knees. And we're going for some work in kneeling now. So again, a few different exercises. I'm going to time them for you. So knees underneath the hips, just check your feet are parallel as well. And you want, if you can, to have the tops of your feet resting on the floor rather than being up on your toes. So unless you've got plantar fasciitis, in which case doing that can actually give you a bit of a stretch. Try and have the tops of your feet flat. Right, so we're going to go into thigh rock back first of all. So abdominals in, we all know this one, chin nodded. Exhale, you lean back. Inhale, you come back up. Exhale, lean back. Inhale, up. Exhale back, so no bend at the waist or the hips. We're not feeling that lower back strain. One more just to practice. And up. Okay, so from there, we're going to go into the Sphinx roll. So we're going to do it kind of a little bit like water wheel, because we're going to do a rock back first of all. So we're going to do a rock back, take the arms up, and then as you come up, you're going to lift the arms and then bring them down, roll down, all the way out, curl back up. Can you come straight up into a thigh rock back? So can you push those hips forwards and bring the arms round? Ready to go again. Forwards, roll down, push the arms out, pull the arms back as you start to curl up and lift the hips. Come into that thigh rock back and up and over. Okay, so we're going to do those two now. We'll start with that thigh rock back. If you'd rather add in arms, you can. So you can keep them out to the front. You might want to do a little bicep curl. That's absolutely fine. Okay, but I'm going to time you, so you're starting now. Okay, so rocking back, keeping that core switched on, and back up. So it doesn't have to be fast. You might want to challenge yourself to see how far you can go, but I want you to feel that abdominals are switched on. There's a bit of activation in the back, glutes, hamstrings, quads, okay? Everything's working together, even the front of the throat, you've got that chin back and down. Okay, we're rocking back and up. Two more. Should just about do it. last one. And up. Okay, so we're ready for sort of version of the water wheel. Let's start with the arms back. Okay, so let's take the arms back, rock back, lift them up and over. As you come up, nod the chin, curl down, sit back, stretch out. Exhale, curl up, take the arms back, up into that thigh, rock back and up. Arms forwards, curling down. You're going to keep it going. Sitting back to those heels, draw the arms back, and then as you push back up, glutes switching on, into that rock back and up. So let's bring the arms forward, curling down, you're pushing along the floor, stretching that spine out, curling back up. Can you lift and get those arms extending up and round? Okay, I think we've only got a couple more maybe. So just see if you can keep it going for one or two more. So big arm circle, see if you can really get those shoulders moving without the ribs popping up. Go on, give me one last one. Okay, from there, just bring yourselves back down to your heels. Let's take a moment in shell stretch. So bring the arms out, head down, breathe into the back. I'll do one more breath. And then exhale, curling back up. Okay, from there, let's bring our legs out from underneath and come down towards the end of the mat. So from here, making sure the feet are flat so that you've got all of the ball of the foot and all of the toes on the mat and you feel like you're in the centre of your heel. Okay, feet and knees are hip distance and you are right up on those sitting bones. Okay, so we're going to sit really tall. From there, we're going to take the arms out forwards, just check you haven't rounded, shoulders back. Okay, we're going to go into a partial roll down. So breath in, now exhale, start to lengthen away. Think of reaching away from your hips. Just come onto the back of the pelvis and then curl back up again. So it's about tucking that pelvis under and feeling that you're stretching away from your hips rather than crunching in towards them. So if we lengthen away, you're going to get more activation. Okay, we're only going to do one more. Exhale, tucking and curling. And up. Okay, so we're going to do those timed. And the very last one, I'll tell you when that's coming up. You're going to bring yourselves all the way down, okay? Not doing it like that, doing a proper roll down. Okay, and then from there, we're going to go into the single leg stretch. So collarbones wide, chin nodded, stretch the leg out. Okay, we're going to curl up. Lift that bottom rib, lift the leg, and we're going to switch. Okay, so again, we're going to time that, keep it going. Then at the end, we're going to bring both knees in and we're going to do some doubles. Exhale, and in. Exhale, and in. Oh, hello, dog. Exhale, and in. Exhale, and in. Okay, rolling back down. So from there, we're going to come back up. Oh, I tell you what, let's do a roll up. Why not? Take the arms back, stretch the legs out. Now anchor through your heels, not the back of your knees. Nod the chin, start to lift the rib cage. Curl up and tall. Okay, so you're going to start with your half roll down. So remember, we want to think about getting the flat of the pelvis onto the mat, but your rib is staying off the floor and lengthening the waist. So remember, this is about how you're moving, not where you get to, okay? So it doesn't matter if you don't get quite that far back. it's how you're moving. So let's sit tall, make sure everything is as it should be, feet and knees hip distance. Sitting tall, not gripping the hips. And we're going to start, so exhale, curling back. And back up. Really get right up onto those sitting bones, curling back. And up again. Exhale, tucking under, lengthen away. Make sure you're hollowing, so if you do feel like you're starting to lose this, and you feel like muscles are pushing out, or body is pushing out rather than drawing it in, just stay tall, and you might want to practice just going into a little C curl from seated instead. And we've got a few more seconds. Remember the last one, we're going to anchor those heels and roll all the way down. So let's go for it. All the way down. Stretch those legs out as you go. Take the arms overhead. Now let's bring them back. Take hold of one knee. Nod the chin, curl up. Lift that bottom rib off the mat if you can. We're going to lift the other leg and get ready for single leg stretch. And you're going to switch and switch. So really stretch that leg away from you. So this is about the leg that's moving away, not the one that you're grabbing hold of. This is about keeping that bottom rib lifted, keeping the abdominals hollowed. Okay, so you're going to keep that going for a few more for me. Keep it going, keep it going. Okay, and stay lifted if you can, but just bring both knees in. Give them a hug just to support you. Couple of big breaths. And then we're going to go into some doubles. So just bring those ribs up again, legs up, and take a breath in. Exhale, stretch out. And draw in, stretch out, and in. Keep it going, stretch out, and in. Exhale on that effort. If you do need to take a rest, try not to bring your head back down onto the mat. Try and rest in that position that I just showed you, with your knees held in and that head still lifted, nose coming towards your knees. So you can easily get back into it without having to start again. So we're going to keep going just for a few more. And bring both those knees back in. Give them a really big hug. Now just rock back towards the shoulders, rock the hips from side to side. Okay, from there we're going to bring the feet down onto the mat, and we're going to go into shoulder bridge now. So, shoulders wide, get as much length of the shoulder onto the mat as you can on both sides. Try and have it even without pinching the shoulder blades. Bottom rib down, pelvis level. We've got space in the body, length in the waist, feet and knees hip distance. Right, okay, so from there we're going to curl up into shoulder bridge. And the first one you're going to do is a knee float. So press into the other foot. I want you to feel that leg and the glute really activate. Lift and float the other leg up and down. So you're going to push and switch and down. Okay, up and down. I'm going to keep you going with that one, time you, and then you get a moment to just roll back down, take a breather. Before we come back up, ready for bicycle. So, good glute squeeze. We're going to bring one leg up, stretch it out. Now flex as you bring it down, hip opens, up and round. Okay, so we're going to do that on both sides. And I want you to really get that feeling of the hip opening without the back arching. So we're going to stretch into those hip flexors and coming back down. Now then from there, we're going to come into a double tabletop. feet and knees together. We're going to go into hip rolls. So we're going to go over and up. Now this one I'm going to progress you through while we're timing it. So we're going to start off with knees bent, but you can progress it to where you want to, as long as those shoulders are staying down. So we'll progress it to extend one leg, back up and in, over, extend one leg. So your knees stay together, you're just going to stretch one leg out. And then we'll do it extending both legs and up. Okay, so let's come back ready for shoulder bridge. Shoulders wide, feet down, firmly planted, and this is your knee floats. So let's nod that chin, curl up into the shoulder bridge, and lift, and down. So keep pushing through that heel. Think about the leg, the side of the body that's on the floor, because that's actually the side that's doing the work. The other one's not got the whole weight of the body to carry, has it? So it's got off lightly, really. So let's keep that going. Alternating knee lifts. Keep those glutes working. So think of pushing through that heel that's on the floor, lifting those hips up. And we're going to keep going, just a few more seconds, and roll it back down. Okay, take a little breather. So your next one is going to be the bicycle, single leg. Now I want you to really try and lower that leg as far as you can before you bring it back in. So let's curl back up into the shoulder bridge, bring one leg up into tabletop, extend it up to the ceiling, flex the foot, and you're going to push it away. Feel the hip stretch at the front, then bend it back in. Keep it going up and round. So all the time, that other foot that's on the floor, you're pushing through the heel, keeping that glute working. So big bicycle pedal, as big as you can do without compromising the rest of the body. Let's keep it going. And let's bring that leg down and change sides. So press through the heel, bring the other leg up, extend it up to the ceiling, flex that foot. Now push it forward, stretch it out, open that hip, and then bend it back in and round. Up and stretch and round. So really big movement of that hip. Big movement of the leg. We've got a nice long lever there. I'll keep that leg going. Keep pushing through the foot that's on the floor. Keep working that glute. You're nearly there. Just a few more seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in and roll down. Okay, hug those knees in, rock your hips from side to side, just release out. Okay, and then when you're ready to, coming into your double tabletop with your arms out to the side. So palms up, shoulders down. I want you to feel that you're anchored through your shoulders. Make sure you've got a good right angle at those knees. And the shoulders stay down, the knees go over. And up. Over to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. So bent knees to begin with. I'm going to change you in a few seconds if you wish to. If you want to stay with bent knees all the way through, that's absolutely fine. Okay, but you've got 5 more seconds and then we're going to start just extending the top leg only. Okay, go. So you're going to go over, extend the top leg, pull back up, bend it back in. So if you're not sure, we're going over, extend, up and in. Over, top leg extends, keep it extended as you pull back up and down. So just creating a longer lever. And just a few more seconds. Okay, now if you want to, you're going to extend both legs. So you're going over, extend, up, bend back in, over, extend, bend back in, sorry, over, extend, back up, bend in, over, extend, come up, bend back in. A few more seconds. And come all the way back in with those knees. Give them a big hug. Rock those hips from side to side. Okay, let's take one foot further away. You're going to cross the other leg over. Let's extend that top leg. Grab hold of that calf. Give that glute a really good stretch out. So try and keep your head down if you can. So if you need to, you can just grab your leggings to pull if you can't quite reach your calf. Okay, let's change sides. So pulling that leg in, feeling that glute stretch out. And release, take that foot down. Okay, from there we're going to do a nice big shoulder bridge. Curl up, push the knees forwards. Take the arms overhead, stretch out, big breath into that. I haven't quite got room behind me, but I want you to reach your arms back. Big breath in and then curl back down and feel that stretch as you try and get the shoulders back down before the hips. Okay, bringing the arms over. I'm going to take the legs out. And what I'd like you to do is take them a little bit wider than hip distance, okay, into a shallow V. Now you're going to take left leg over right, left arm, sweep it round, keep your shoulders on the mat, come into a side stretch for me. Take a big breath into that stretch, think of reaching away through the body, and back again. Let's step that foot out, remember you're in a V. Let's cross the right leg over the left. Right arm comes round, shoulders both stay on the mat, into that side stretch, so reach out of the waist. And coming back to centre. And stepping the feet back. So let's come back to hip distance now. Just soften the knees and think of pushing your heels into the floor. Let's take the arms over into a roll up, so lifting up to the ceiling, not the chin. Exhale, we're curling all the way up, sitting tall. From there, let's bring the legs in. We're going to sit over to the side and then over into 4-point position. So nice big cat stretch for me. Both directions. Exhale, curling up. Inhale, drawing those shoulders back, lift the chest. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And again, exhale, curl under. And inhale, come back through the other way. And back to neutral. Now let's tuck the toes. Come back towards the feet. Push the heels down. And let's curl back up. And take a big stretch over. Soft knees. Curl round to the middle. Restack. Over to the other side. Stretch. Soft knees. Roll to the centre. And restack. So both knees this time soft. Stretch up. Inhale. And exhale. And very well done. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me this evening, and I hope to see you again soon.